Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to be showing off my entire Nintendo game collection. That is everything from the Game Boy Advance up to the Nintendo Wii U. Both physical and digital games will be shown. Not everything, absolutely everything can be shown, unfortunately. Really just for time constraints. I do have a lot of digital games on my Wii U and Wii, but unfortunately I won't be showing everything because it's just too much time just to get set up just for a couple just for those games. In this video specifically, I'm only going to be showing off my handheld games. As for the console games, you're going to have to check out my other video for that. As it's just too much to fit in one video. Just give me a moment and I will have everything all set up. Alright guys, now that I got my console games out of the way, let's actually start with the Game Boy Advance. Back in 2008 was the year I got my first Nintendo DS Lite. I got the new Super Mario Bros. DS for it, which I unfortunately don't have anymore. However, in the months after I got mine, my late uncle gave me 3 games. He sent it by mail from New York, and those games were Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, Sonic Advance 3, my introduction to the Sonic franchise, and Rugrats Go Wild. At the time, I didn't even know this thing was really capable of playing Game Boy Advance games. And it wouldn't be until I actually figure out how to stick one in that I really tried it out. I did not give this game much attention when I first got it. It wouldn't be another couple years later several years, that I'd actually give it a chance. Sonic Advance 3 just beat the normal ending. It's actually from what a lot of people say, this is the weakest in the trilogy. Rugrats Go Wild, it's a licensed game. Not much more can be said. This game, however, Sonic Advance, I actually found this at a thrift store along with the original Nintendo DS. I traded some of the other games. In fact, I actually have a couple more Game Boy Advance games, which I can't seem to find right now. So I think there were some backyard football games or something like that. Can't really remember if I still have those or just traded them away. But yeah, that's basically it for the Game Boy Advance. It's a nice system, but the Nintendo DS and 3DS are a thing, plus the Switch. So moving on to my Nintendo DS games. Let's start with the loose games first. One game that's missing here is High School Musical 3, which actually belongs to my sister. It's not really mine. Same with this one, Cake Mania 3, not really mine. It's my sister's. I'm just showing it here just for the sake of it. Alright, so Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. Yeah, it's been over 10 years, BioWare. Where's the sequel? I want that cliffhanger resolved. Mega Man ZX. I have barely touched this game, guys. I'll get to it one day. Maybe. The Legendary Starfy. I heard this was similar to Kirby, and I haven't gone really too far into it, unfortunately. Again, maybe I'll get into it later. So, that's basically it for the loose games, for the most part. I don't really have much in terms of DS games, because over the years I've traded a lot of them, which I almost kind of regret. But, I didn't have a job at the time, and trading things in was the only way I could really get new games. One of the first few games I have for the system, this is actually my sister's, Cookie Mama 2 Dinner with Friends. Yeah, I had this thing for quite a while, actually. I heard the company that makes these games kind of went out of business or something like that. Don't know. I'm gonna have to double check on that. Mega Man ZX, which I already showed. I actually printed this cover because this thing didn't actually come with an actual cover. Tinkerbell, again my sister's. Hannah Montana Music Jam, sisters. Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. These are hands down some of um some 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 of the best 2D Sonic games. Period. I wouldn't like handheld games. That handheld 2D best 2D handheld Sonic games. Period. In my opinion. Great music, some really fast paced action. They're both great, and same same for Sonic Colors DS, which I unfortunately traded away a while ago. And we of course have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. Now, as of this video, unless I'm mistaken, it's impossible to get 100% completion in this game because the online multiplayer component has been turned off. It has been turned off since 2014, so if you, for whatever reason, wanted to 100% complete this, well, unfortunately, you cannot anymore. So I actually very much enjoyed this game. The dream events, the story mode, which I've yet to complete, they were all really good. And hopefully by in 2020 we'll get another Mario and Sonic game. Hopefully a decent one, because they've kind of been going downhill, sadly. Exit DS. I have yet to really try it. I just found it on sale for like less than $1 and just bought it. Same with this one. Yeah, like less than $2. Unfortunately, I heard this game didn't sell very well. Shame, considering from what I've heard, it actually got pretty good review scores. And that's basically it for my physical DS collection. That's really it. And I mean, I think I have a couple more, some DSi wares and whatnot. But we'll get to that. So here's my red DS. I actually bought this from I think I bought this from a thrift store. I also have a blue one, which is not in this video. The hinge is broken, unfortunately, on that one. But yeah, this is the one I use now, and it still, to my surprise, still works. So that's basically it for the more retro stuff. Now we move on to the semi-modern stuff. So we have here the new 3DS and the new 2DS XL. This one got a very limited release here in Canada. I think it was only this particular one was only available during Black Friday at one point, I think. They're both fine in their own right. Base plates, if you can replace the base plates on this. This one, you have the SD card, micro SD card slot, sorry, is more accessible. This one, of course, has 3D and this one doesn't, and also I don't like how the speakers are right here, because unless you're using headphones, these things are going to vibrate quite a lot, where this one, it's right on the top screen. So yeah, there's that. So that's it for. By this point, I've actually owned just about every single model except the new 3DS XL. I started off with the red, the very first model, a red one that broke sort of, and then I got the 3DS XL, then the 2DS, which I actually have but is not in this video. I can't believe I can't believe I forgot about that. And yeah, then I went back to the XL, then got this, then this. So yeah, I've got just about everything except I basically tried just about everything, really. Now, on to the actual games. So alright. So, let's start off with Sonic Generations. This is actually one of the first games I actually owned for the system, and I was disappointed to see that it wasn't actually in 3D. I mean, it's rather ironic considering this is the 3DS, and yet the gameplay features 3D character models moving in 2D. It's a shame, but I got so much still at the time, considering I only had just this. I got a lot of fun out of this. It's a guilty pleasure of mine of sorts. Though I will say the console version is much better in scale and everything else. Yeah, you can, if you want a budget game that'll last you couple hours here and there, maybe this one will do. I think the rush games are definitely gonna get you more mileage though. Moving on, Mario Kart 7, the first game that introduced hang gliders, and I'll be honest, kind of wish I was slightly underwhelmed by it. I mean, didn't really do too much except allowing you to just glide slightly here and there, and the underwater was also cool, but nothing too remarkable. Still, it's a pretty fun game. Kind of wish they didn't. I also kind of wish they had more characters, because this is actually a step down from the previous game on Wii in terms of character count. Next one, Mario Tennis Open. Really enjoyed it, but then after a while it just got really repetitive. It's tennis. What else is there? Sonic Lost World. Man, I was really looking forward to this game. I didn't have a Wii U, but hey, they made a 3DS version, and I was excited to learn that this was actually going to be in 3D. So yeah, that was, and plus back in 2013, I followed this game, coverage of this game I was excessively, how do I put this? I basically watched every single bit of new trailer, analysis video by Game Explain, right up until the game's launch, and I was really looking forward to it. And when I finally got the game, I thought it was okay. Definitely had its fair share of problems, for sure, but it was an okay game. Don't necessarily think it's for everyone, though. I'll admit that. Moving on, Style Savvy Trendsetters. Not really mine, just my sister's. The gift to my sister, Art Academy Lessons for Everyone. Tomodachi Life. I just got this. I honestly just bought this on a whim. I saw this in a Nintendo Direct, and I just got it after finishing my, I think, exams in grade 9 at the time. Yeah, it was alright. My sister mostly played with this. I played with it a bit. It's okay. Alright, next two games, Skylanders, Spyro Adventure, and Skylanders Giants. They're very average platformers for the 3DS. I mean, they work, they're fine, mechanically speaking, but nothing too remarkable. I will give them credit. I mean, a 3D platformer on the 3DS, a 3D platformer on the 3DS, not too bad. Still, I think that they changed quite a bit from the. Still, I will give them credit. They seem more like companion games to the console versions, not like straight up ports necessarily. But that's really all I have to say about them. It's a shame that they ran the Skylanders franchise into the ground, really. I mean, releasing a new game every single year obviously isn't going to be good. But hey, Activision, they wanted the money, and they got it. Next up, Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. I'll be honest, before this game, wasn't really interested in Smash Bros. And I only started becoming really interested because I got the special demo that they sent out to certain Club Nintendo members. And I had a fun time with this. Really did. I sunk over 100 hours into this, and man, I had such a great time. Especially playing with others, too. Yeah. Next up, Animal Crossing New Leaf. This is actually a second copy of the game. I actually got a free copy digitally as a parting gift from Club Nintendo before they closed down. And I very much like the game quite a bit. Definitely gets a bit repetitive after a while. This is a life simulator of sorts, so yeah. And the reason I got 2 copies is because of how the game works. It's basically, if you create one save file, you're the mayor, but then if other people want to create their own save file, they're residents within your town, and they can't be mayor. This is why I got a second copy. Kind of wish I got the Welcome Amiibo version. Oh well. Alright, next up. Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest, and Fire Emblem Echoes Shadow of Valentia. I got these two. I bought it from somebody. Both of these for $30. I still haven't actually really played them. Kind of feel guilty about not playing them though, because they're from what I heard, they're pretty solid games. Same with Shadow of Valentia. I really do have to get back into the series, especially before the game on Switch comes out. Hopefully I'll have finished all 3 of them by then. Hopefully. Next batch of games. Okay, Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. I haven't gone too far into this game. I will say, make sure... I can definitely see why people think the Wii version is better, for sure. I mean, everything just feels so lesser, so watered, feels a bit watered down with this version. It's like, it's exactly what you get. You're getting a console game on the go, and that's really it. I should mention that this is also new, only for the new 3DS, so if you have the older models, unfortunately, you cannot play this game. Still, I will give it credit. It is quite a remarkable port. The fact that he got this game actually running on the new 3DS. Hopefully this or Xenoblade Chronicles X gets a Switch remaster at some point. Really hoping for that. Next up, Resident Evil Revelations. When I tried the demo, I was quite impressed by the graphics. I mean, wow, those were some of the best graphics on the 3DS at the time, and even to this day. The game did eventually get ported to other consoles, though, and its sequel was not released on 3DS, but it did get a Switch release eventually. I should mention this is one of the few copies that actually has a misspelling. It's supposed to be spelled with an I first and then an A, but this one is spelled with that incorrectly. So that's one of the reasons why I got this one. It may be pretty rare down the line. I still haven't finished it though, but I think I'm almost done. I just have a couple more missions to go, or yeah. I'll definitely finish it up soon. Kingdom Hearts 3D, Dream Drop Distance. I basically played every single Kingdom Hearts game to this point through the HD collections on PS3. I've still yet to finish this game. I didn't technically play the DS games though, because they were just cutscenes in the remaster. Though honestly, I'm not even going to bother. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 is almost out anyways. Maybe I'll get the 2.8 thing eventually. Who knows? Next up, Shimigami Tensei, Devil Summoner Soul Hackers. I heard this was apparently a port of a Sega Saturn game. Yeah, I'm shocked they even bothered, but here it is. I haven't actually touched this, though I'm looking forward to actually trying it out. I haven't really played a Shimigami Tensei game before, so maybe this will be good. Next up, Star Fox 64 3D. This game is finally getting... They just announced that this game is finally getting a reprint. For the longest time, it was very hard to get a copy of this game because Nintendo stopped printing them. But now, with the Nintendo Select line, they're finally reprinting them. I got this for I think I got this for close to $30, which is fair enough, I guess. If it were 20, yeah, definitely seems more reasonable, but oh well. Next up, Pilot Wings Resort, one of the few games that came out with this system. Yeah, finally, this thing was $40 when it came out. Don't know if it's worth it though, but glad I got it for the price I did. Definitely wouldn't have paid $40 for this. Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal. I'll be honest, I was cautiously optimistic about this and the sequel as well, which I have right here. I got the launch edition, which also comes with the DVD that has 3 episodes from the show. I will say Fire and Ice is somewhat better, but honestly, these are pretty mediocre games. Sadly, kind of feel sorry for Sanjaru Games. I mean, those are the same guys that did Sly Cooper 4, I think. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a Sly Cooper 5? Maybe? But yeah. And Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Don't know when I'm going to get back to this, but, I will say, if you want a traditional Zelda game, this is the game to go to. Like, top-down game, not like, say, Breath of the Wild or the 8-bit games or anything like that. This is... I have only got a couple hours into this, but I'm liking it quite a lot. I'll get to it eventually. And finally, Pro Evolution Soccer 2012 3D. What can I say? It's a soccer game. Nothing more. Nothing less. I'm surprised they bothered releasing this game on the system. I mean, do people actually buy sports games on the system, on the 3DS? Or any Nintendo console? I'm honestly curious. If you do, say something in the comments. Alright, now that I'm done with going through my physical collection, I think it's time I get to my digital collection, which I have mostly on my 2DS XL. Yeah, I've amassed quite a bit over the years. Alright, let's actually go down. Alright, I got some apps here: YouTube, Swapdoodle, Flipnote Studio 3D, Swapnote. Got some free-to-play games here. Pokemon Shuffle, Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe, Metroid Prime Blast Ball, Ironfall Invasion, Nintendo Badge Arcade, Pokemon Picross, Pokemon Rumble World, Stretchmo, Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, and finally, Steel Divers Sub Wars. Alright, let's actually go with the digital games. So we have the aforementioned Animal Crossing New Leaf, which I got as a parting gift from Club Nintendo. My Nintendo Picross, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Attack of the Friday Monsters, A Tokyo Tale. Project Cross Zone. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D. I've Got to Run Complete Edition. And finally, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Let's go with my DSiWare. WarioWare Touch DL. Art Academy First Semester. Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition. Learning Piano. Electronic Keyboard. And that's it. Oh yeah, and a whole bunch of demos here for a bunch of games. Yeah, this is the demo that got me hooked on the series. Yeah, nothing really much to say about all these demos. And, oh yes, and Virtual Console games, of course. I got some Zelda games here. Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening, Oracle of Ages, Super Mario Bros. 3, which I kind of regret getting now, Kirby's Dream Land, 3D Classics Kid Icarus. And, alright, that's it for that. And just a bunch of videos I have here. Really nothing to write home about. Oh yeah, Save Data Transfer Tool, Netflix, Captain Toad, Smash Controller. And that's pretty much it, guys. That is it for my entire handheld Nintendo collection. If you actually watched all 25 minutes of this video, I cannot thank you enough. Like, as always, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my console Nintendo game collection. Bye.